Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. This is Brian. Hey, anybody know what retaliation looks like? Or bad cops with bad ideas? Or what happens if you are an auditor and you film some stuff that they know you got? How far will they go to get it back or to hide it? Well, you're about to see this gentleman, and his daughter was involved. These cops are just terrible. I mean, they're criminals. You might as well just call them the Blue Line Gang. People that do this to other people are bad people. They will make up anything and everything. They will lie for themselves because once they are found out that they are bad cops or they've done some stuff wrong, they'll do whatever it takes. This is the Blue Line Gang.
This is the full unedited video of the illegal raid that occurred to me and my daughter by the Brutalized County Sheriff's Office. They had no signed paperwork in hand and made no attempt to inform me that there was a Baker Act of any sort. Baker Acts are supposed to be least restrictive measures. Brandishing the firearm fully extended, pointing it right at the back of my head with my daughter in the line of fire. This is what my daughter's room looked like after the armed burglary had occurred. Candy thrown all over the floors. There have been a ton of wipes just thrown all over the place for no reason. Mind you, they had no proper paperwork. The entire warrant was based under false pretext, and their reasoning was a risk protection order violation. But I had never been shown or served a risk protection order of any sort. And then inside the closet, they moved her furniture to come in here and step all over as a step stool, broke the shelving in here trying to get up into the ceiling. Why? They also stole electronics from me, and they stole a whole bunch of SD cards. SD cards that were most likely containing evidence of police misconduct from my own interactions with them.
I don't take those tests. No.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to serve. Put your car in park. You're not. Yes, sir. What the? I'm trying to live. This is not a traffic stop. It is actually.
I should put a trigger warning for this video you're about to see. This is the full unedited video of the illegal raid that occurred on May 22nd to me and my daughter by the Brutalized County Sheriff's Office. Mind you, before we even get started with this, they had no signed paperwork in hand and made no attempt to inform me that there was a Baker Act of any sort. They did not have that paperwork on hand until 30 minutes after the detainment and seizure of my weapons. On top of that, Baker Act law requires the least restrictive measures. This video shows a clear intent to provoke an escalation and ever-escalating force by the police. Notice how the third man in the stack is armed with a deadly weapon and brandishes, pointing it right at my head with my daughter in the line of fire before I'm even aware that they're there. This is one of the first glaring problems. Baker Acts are supposed to be least restrictive measures, non-violent in nature. Notice how third man in the stack is walking up and shushing my daughter as he's walking up ready to point a weapon at my head. But he's walking up with the weapon at the low ready the entire time, intending to use it. Next, we'll notice that same man is now brandishing the firearm fully extended, pointing it right at the back of my head with my daughter in the line of fire. Look directly above you, though. That is the timestamp from their own documentation showing that the sheriff's office never received this until 5/18, and I was already locked in the back of that hot cop car for 30 minutes at that point. Notice how the one that was ready to go with the weapon is now putting it back in his holster because there's no weapon to be seen, there's no reason to be provoking deadly force and escalating in that manner. But his friends are already battering me upside the head, grabbing at me, ripping at my hair, and pulling at me without ever showcasing a court order of any sort that shows they had authority to be there. Notice how in the video, once it starts playing again, that the guy in the gray with the tactical vest on and the backwards baseball cap, Mr. Cool Guy, is basically jumping over my daughter. This entire situation shows reckless disregard for me and my child's safety, and I would say this crosses into the territory of reckless child endangerment 100%. If this was a regular person and not a cop doing this, they would be prosecuted instantly. This is what my daughter's room looked like after the armed burglary had occurred. Mind you, they had no proper paperwork. The entire warrant was based under false pretext, and their reasoning was a risk protection order violation, but I had never been shown or served a risk protection order of any sort. It's been weeks since I came back to my home and saw how they left my place. They ransacked it. I haven't been able to sit down and really clean up my daughter's room, especially because she's not here with me, and because it's just showcasing what they were here for. They destroyed my daughter's room and gave it extra special attention. Before all this happened, my daughter's room was spotless. We are very organized. We like to keep things very particular, and she does that of her own accord. When I came back, there was stuff stuck to the walls. Her entire dresser was messed up and shit thrown all over the place. They went through all of her papers and things that I had logged for her. And notice how there's just laundry everywhere. There was candy thrown all over the floors. There have been a ton of wipes just thrown all over the place for no reason. And they just generally flipped everything upside down. This in particular was inside her closet, and I think they just really needed to get into there so badly, but they just ransacked her bathroom, went through all of her shit in here too. And then inside the closet, they moved her furniture to come in here and step all over as a step stool, broke the shelving in here trying to get up into the ceiling. Why? Why were they going into the ceiling to search for weapons when they had already found the weapons as soon as they came into the apartment? I told them that they were going to be right in my room inside the closet. They went searching with this broad scope throughout the entire apartment and just fucking destroyed it. Kicking holes in the walls, ripping things out the ceiling, punching more.
Think about officers, man. When they search something, they just leave a complete mess after they're done and don't even care how they left it.
There was no rhyme or reason to any of this other than an intimidation tactic. Mind you, while they were inside my home, they also stole electronics from me. This was the most likely, or second most likely time period where they would have stolen a bottle of Adderall from me that was prescribed to me, so diversion of the substance as well. And they stole a whole bunch of SD cards that were most likely containing evidence of police misconduct from my own interactions with them. So it really is telling what this whole operation was for. And the fact that they've been threatening me and intimidating me by saying, "We could have hit you with felony charges." I was supposed to be charged with a felony if there was weapons found inside the home, but I was never in violation of a risk protection order. So what felonies are you going to be hitting me with, or is this just pure and simple intimidation? The last little tidbit about this one is that they were going through my medical records from both the Army and the VA. They had lifted some files out of there specifically to try and use against me, but I think they got all their information wrong on what they were looking for in this raid. And then they stole the falsified writs of habeas corpus from the first incident so that they knew what evidence I really had against them. So it was just an instance of evidence tampering, witness intimidation, and other crimes being committed within my home with no proper paperwork and no real legality behind it. When the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office attacked my daughter and I at the pool about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I knew that there was no chance that there was any lawful action that they were performing there. And anything I did past that was self-defense. Under Florida and federal law, I was resisting an unlawful detention and in no way resisting any lawful arrest that was happening. That's because they never had any paperwork on hand. Florida law says that if they're serving a warrant, if they're serving some type of action, they have to have it in their hands, ready to serve, already authorized, before they ever approach. They did not have any paperwork in their hands, nor was it ever produced until way after my detention. These guys are trying to say that I'm psychotic and delusional, but it seems like their story's falling apart the longer it goes along. That would also be why I haven't been charged with any type of crimes when they say I resisted in a massive way. I did, but I resisted an unlawful detention with no paperwork in hands. And the second I saw them not even attempt to produce it, they just attacked me. I knew exactly what it was. It was a kidnapping. It was an extrajudicial attack. And there was nothing good that was coming of it. If I had defended my rights and my daughter's rights more voraciously, I might have spent a couple days in a jail cell, but once the FBI got involved, it would have been classified exactly as it is right now. Self-defense. I was defending myself against an unlawful arrest, and the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office was the one that was illegally detaining me. Hence, kidnapping. These people won't charge me with a crime, nor have they charged me with any crimes. That's because they don't want discovery to open up what actually happened here. As soon as they try to say that I'm a dastardly criminal, and they escalate it past this administrative bullshit that they're doing right now, then I get to ask in front of a court, everybody in there, what time were you supposed to be there? Why did you use force from the first second you laid eyes on me? Was this pretextual contact? All these questions will come up and be on the news. As we can tell by the fact that I haven't gotten a cease and desist for any of the things I'm saying about them, it most likely is true, and that's just silent acquiescence. If I had defended my rights a little bit more aggressively that day at the pool, it would have been seen even faster, because if I used genuine force against these people and it rose to that level, there would be no way to deny any of the things I'm saying right now. It would have been seen to be exactly what it was in the moment. A bunch of guys attacked me and my daughter, and I would have been protecting myself 100% within my rights to protect my daughter from a kidnapping.
And that's just...
Well, there you go. I like this gentleman because, for one thing, he talks about defending himself when they're doing unlawfully things, like gangbangers. It is very dangerous because they are a gang, and they lie and do all these terrible things. So, for one thing, this guy's going to have to be very careful because, to me, the third guy in line would have shot him for any little thing. But luckily, he put it away, and they pulled him out of the pool, and that didn't happen. But this is how this stuff goes. It's retaliation at the most, at the least. I mean, why can't they be charged with kidnapping? They had nothing lawfully, no warrant, no nothing. Why can't they be arrested for burglary? They went into his house without a warrant. It was not a legit warrant. These guys were bad cops. And I would imagine the chief, I think it was the chief of police, I guess, is probably the top gangbanger. My heart goes out to this gentleman because his daughter had to go through such a terrible ordeal. Imagine what she thinks of cops for the rest of her lives. The rest of both their lives. This is not what we pay taxes to the cops for. This is not being done. This is totally military training, which now they're being mixed in with civilians, and there's no reason for this amped up crap where they're trying to antagonize something so they can make it a lot more. Personally, I think the guy that brandished the weapon should be reprimanded, arrested, and thrown in jail, because there was no reason for him to pull the weapon. And the reason why I say that is, if you noticed, when he put it up, nobody took anything out. The only thing that happened is one guy took a taser and shot him in the gut, it looks like. Real close range. What a dick. That was bad. But hey, cops like this, who in the hell needs them? Pull their license, throw them in jail. Don't need them. Stand up to this shit. That's what this gentleman's talking about. Stand up when your rights are being violated. That's why they're all out there doing what they're doing to him. Because he had video of them breaking the law on other people and stuff. Makes sense, doesn't it? Hey, subscribe, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, spread this algorithm. We'll see you guys.